Welcome, everybody, to some Tuesday Night Legacy. We're here.
We made it.
You're not here yet, but
No.
we're here. So we'll talk to you.
And that's what counts,
Yeah.
I guess.
we're happy to talk to ourselves, right?
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
We practice.
Well,
Don't deny it.
we've got Gabe on your left and Steven on your right for some round one of 4 rounds of Legacy. As our backup match, we also have Calvin versus Josh, who we regularly see on stream. So if these guys finish up, we'll jump over to them. Not sure what Gabe's going to be playing tonight, and Steven's probably on some Grixis Delver, you thinking?
It looks that way.
So we're going to jump right into this. Because, I mean, we know that you guys that are going to watch this moment on replay are really excited about what's happening right here. Here's a turn 2 Hinbatorok from Gabe off of Swamp, Basic Swamps. So he might be playing some box.
Yeah, I don't think Reanimator's usually playing that card. That's usually what he's playing, right? Reanimator or like a Sneak and Show type dealio.
Steven started off on a Badlands, so that's a little curious.
2 Ponder go to the graveyard.
Most Grixis Delver builds aren't running a Badlands, but
I want to say last time we saw him play, he had it, and it actually like mattered too. I want to say his opponent like choked him, and he actually had Badlands.
I've wanted it sometimes when I'm fetching. If only I could just get a Badlands, I'd be fine. But occasionally, it's just not how it works.
Okay, so this is a Reanimator variant. It just has Lake of the Dead.
Oh, okay, so this might be a Grizzle Storm,
something
type
like that
thing as well.
I don't.
The Hinbatorok doesn't really make sense then, huh?
No, I think this is just a Reanimator deck. It's probably a little heavier on the Grave Titan plan. That's typically what I see when I see
Lake of the Dead.
Lake of the Dead.
Yeah, it gives you an out if somebody sideboards in a huge amount of graveyard hate or something like that, or if there's a Death Right showing off across the table.
Right.
You have game. Yeah.
Where the heck are the people? The heck?
We're live. They're not.
I don't understand.
Perfect. Why isn't Nate on camera, Brian? I don't know. He was throwing together his deck last moment.
Your stuff was like thrown around the room. I had no idea where all the stuff was.
We'll get him on camera sometime tonight for sure. We were busy searching for stuff for him instead of getting
the stream ready.
Stream ready to go live. So that's why we didn't have a timer countdown and stuff. But we're here now.
Made it.
Here's a collective brutality, collectively pitching a Sire of Insanity, which strangely I think is going to try and get reanimated.
Yeah, I think so.
It was in.
Your black box was not by your backpack. It was put somewhere else. That, and I'm not used to looking for your black box. I'm used to looking in your backpack.
It's all your fault. Where is Brian? Why isn't he here?
I have no idea.
Are you off gallivanting across the world again, Brian? Or are you just hanging out at home today on this Tuesday? Uh-oh. We got a judge call on the Legacy table. If you want, this might take. No, maybe not. Maybe he's got a judge right here.
I think what they're wondering is,
Can he exile the card?
With this on the stack, he can actually get rid of the Sire.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, escalate is an addition to casting. Like it's a additional cost, right?
Part of the cost. So it goes to the graveyard right away. He can respond to the brutality.
Seems like a good thing to do.
Brutality, we see Wasteland, and Blue to Delta.
AKA literally nothing.
So we're on the Lake of the Dead draw black card plan. We're in Las Vegas. That's not very special.
What? We're going to Vegas in like a couple weeks. Why are you going?
I thought he was going to say Thailand or some foreign country that I've never heard of.
I know he went to California for some reason. I wasn't aware that he was driving.
Hey, 6 people are in chat now. Welcome in, 5 people and Brian. We're here at round 1 of some Legacy. You guys are jumping in right near the beginning. We've got kind of an interesting mono-ish black Reanimator deck versus Grixis Delver with a Badlands deck.
Grixis Delver with a bunch of Wastelands.
With some lands in hand. Yeah. So Lake of the Dead might come into play this game, which is always fun when it does.
Definitely should.
It's in Gabe's hand at the moment.
Yeah, he's not all that far off from being able to like put in Gristlebrand off of it. Yeah. In fact, can he next turn? Yeah, I think he can next turn if he draws it.
Yeah, he just needs a mono black creature, which is why pitching the Sire makes sense, right? Right. You're never going to hardcast that one. Oop. There's a young Pyromancer. That card's getting old.
Yeah. Not even young anymore.
Right on. Doing some Disney landing. That's what you do when you fly in, because then you have to land. Just landing, no. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's an attack. Just what young Pyromancer is meant to do.
Kind of. I mean, they didn't have to give it 2 power.
Rarely, right? It's just so that one time when you do actually get to attack and you've already won the game, it feels better. That's why.
When you attack with it and like 5 other tokens, we always know which one's getting blocked, regardless of his power and toughness.
Gabe's going to try and reanimate Steven's Deathrite Shaman.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, you can have that thing. This actually kind of matters. Well, actually, no, it doesn't.
Steven had the choice to gain 2 life and stop it, but
if Gabe had a green source, then it would matter. That's probably why Steven just like lets it go. It's like it's not going to get rid of anything.
Yeah. It gives him 1 more mana. So they did some Disney driving, is what Brian said out there. Mm-hmm. Who else is in chat with us at the moment? This early part of Tuesday Night Legacy. Everybody's being so quiet.
I know. It's what happened. That's what happens when we just started the stream.
Shh. Let's watch what happens. Oh, okay. You and I can talk about it. Nobody in chat can. Okay. Look at these Deathrite Shamans. And people said that Deathrite Shaman isn't even a legacy card anymore. I don't think anybody's ever said that. No. Actually, ever. Mm. But, in those conversations where we just talk to ourselves, I think I brought that point up before, just to see if I could refute it.
So I wonder if Gabe found all of his swamps.
Most of them, yes.
Just like every land in his deck.
He should just play Lake of the Dead and sacrifice one every turn.
It's like, hey, I'm going to lightning bolt the Deathrite Shaman I let you have. Thank you for giving me a target.
It's kind of weird. Ah! I'm going to eat your thing.
Yeah, I think Steven's going to be like, no, I'm going to eat that thing.
Steven's digging for an elemental token, and apparently they're hiding.
I guess. Steven has a Spell Pierce in hand, just looking at that like, that's not doing much.
I don't know what.
Chaka the Taco?
It's too difficult to say out loud.
Hey, you're doing great. Keep it up.
He says something. Hey, yo! Not new. Welcome in. It's Tuesday night here. It's probably Tuesday night wherever he is, too.
More than likely.
Yep.
Unless you're Brian. Every time I ask Brian, it's like a different day wherever he is. He could be like in the other room, and he'd be like, no, it's Wednesday. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while.
It's been like a week. Like, since last Tuesday night.
Was Tadani? I don't think Tadani was there. I think that's what he means.
Oh. Wow. This is very fun and entertaining right now, huh? Gabe's drawing all of the graveyard part of his deck and not any of the action. He needs some action.
Any creature would be good. In fact, he'd probably win if he found a Gristlebrand.
It's been a month plus.
Whoa.
Stood on it. I've missed you. I've been very aware of your absence.
Jeez.
How many people? We have a slightly smaller number.
It's 14. There's
a Utah Jazz game, so there's some diehards who are going to watch it, regardless of the fact that it's
they're going to lose. Yeah,
probably over. Hey, Gabe's down to 5, and he's going to cast an Entomb, which
will totally do something.
I guess I'd pull out another. If there's like another Sire Insanity, I'd put it in the graveyard because you don't want to draw it. But
you grabbed the Gristle Brand.
This can't be correct, can it?
No, now he has less draws.
And you're not reanimating it, so you could. All right. He senses some sarcasm. Shh! Don't tell him.
The sarcasm sense was tingling.
I guess so. I don't really like that.
It's another swamp off the top of Gabe.
But
no, I didn't either. I think this is over though. I think swamp number 7 will do it.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because this was not a good draw by Steven. Like
Thoughtseize.
He didn't have anything.
He's gonna Thoughtseize Steven. Yeah. I'll deal myself 2 damage.
He's like, I'll spell pierce it because that's the only card that's the only spell that's in his hand.
Riley Cold is a hero. Congratulations on resubbing for 5 months in a row.
That's insane.
That's fabulous, is what it is.
Stadanu has a 6th sense. It's like ESPN.
I have ESPN too.
You do not. Look, more tries.
So this game's very over.
Yes. Let's see what's going on over the other table.
Well, I guess we could see how this resolves, but Steven has the choice here of either removing the creature that he's animating dead, or using the death right to ping him for 2, right? I think you just remove the target. And then win the next turn here. Okay, he's gonna let him have it, but this works too.
Yeah, just exile thing, untap exile thing, win game.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on over here?
So here we have Josh on your left. We have Calvin on your right. 2 players we often see not only on our feature match but playing each other. Yeah, it's a mono black variant of Reanimator that drew swamps. That was cute. It'll be more interesting in game 2, I hope. Calvin playing probably some 4 color, and Josh playing some blue-white control with a splash of red. It's a miracle that we see him playing this deck. So we've got Josh has a counterbalance in play, Calvin's got a Jace in play, and this is kind of when it's been what, like 6 or 7 turns. If not more, to get to this point, and now things actually start getting interesting, where players have to dig for answers versus stuff. And once Calvin has landed Jace, that feels pretty good against a resolved counterbalance and the potential magic that Josh might have in hand, counter magic.
Yeah, he's got an Azcanta. It's Azcanta versus Jace at this point.
One of those cards can win the game. The other one can find things that can win the game. I like it. I like watching these matches.
This is actually probably a pretty close match.
I enjoy watching them more than I do playing these type of
yeah.
trying to find the correct line. It looks like Calvin's got a couple of Force of Wills, 1 on top, 1 in hand, and a K command as well. Josh is going to search, or a fetch and then search. None of these are food chain. F, as in food chain.
I think it's F-. I think he's grading us.
Oh, is that possible to get an F-?
What other decks are running tonight? I don't know, but we've actually had quite a few people talking about getting into Legacy, so that haven't been previously.
I think we have an interesting squee food chain deck that we'll definitely show on camera regardless of his win status. And Nate's been playing that online, I think, a decent amount.
Is it just is it red green then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So first counterbalance finds a source of plowshares, which will not counter the force of will. Josh is going to give a shuffle.
I don't think so, Stadot. I'm not sure if he's here either. I know that Terry's played Rug a couple of times.
I know Nate brought Rug as a backup, but I think he's going to play
the sweet food chain.
Ooh, that's actually a pretty decent reveal, right? He gets his Jace countered, but he gets to see a Council's Judgment on top. I guess Calvin can make that go away, though. And then he can respond with us. See, this is way fascinating stuff right here.
He's not going to get it to go away, because that's Kenta can always just activate and grab it.
The back and forth. The intensity. The mind games.
Josh has got this. How can you lose? You have us Kenta
They both
flipped.
have no cards in hand. No, Calvin has one. Calvin's got the Resolve Jace on board. How can he lose? That's great. The advantage bar is so far in Josh's favor. It's off the screen. All right.
Yeah. So in response to this, he's gonna
yes, that's what
grab the Council's Judgment so that he can kill the Jace, and then he's gonna have a 1-drop on top of his deck, and he's gonna get the Deathrite Shaman. It's so easy.
It's so easy. He draws the swords. All right, here's the Council's Judgment. And Calvin has
he has
force
a force?
in one hand. All right.
Never mind. We got a
Council's Judgment number 1.
Never mind. We got a game.
Or no.
Just kidding.
Counterbalance number 1 says Brainstorm. Ooh. He can search for his Kanta.
Okay.
Draw his Brainstorm.
Oh.
And then Brainstorm for the second counterbalance. Sees a bunch of cards he doesn't want. Goes and casts Brainstorm.
He's a force on top. Got it.
There's
got
one.
It. See? This game's so easy.
One of these players gets to do one thing a turn. The other one gets to do 15 things a turn. All right. His force of will gets countered. Calvin just draws a land. Josh had it the whole time.
Yeah.
He never didn't have it.
Of course it was going to be in the top 3. Where else could it have been?
Right. Well, he's gone through most of his deck, so. Calvin's going to respond to that ponder with a fetch. And Josh is like, and then he goes ahead and does it. All right, Josh is in speed up mode here now. A little bit. We've still got plenty of time.
This is probably pretty close to when you want to be ending game 1.
Zach, welcome in.
He
just gave our screen a high five. Miracles, I think, is the best deck. That's my. I think it has an edge. I think Grixis Delver is a better deck in a vacuum, but if you put a competent player in the hands of Miracles, I think they're going to edge out a competent player in the hands of Grixis. If that makes sense.
It does.
Oh, Riley's more flipped than his Kanta.
Jeez.
He's so flipped he flipped back.
Oh my goodness.
He's still searching. Hey, that lightning bolt got counterbalanced.
Yep. Most things should from this point on.
There's a preordain. No, we found it. It's hiding over a counterbalance at the moment.
It's there, I promise. It's right there.
Yeah. See?
Do I need to change the font color? Is that what I need to do?
Hey, that ponder got countered by a ponder.
Nice.
Ponderific. No pontificating.
All right.
There's another match.
Josh can't lose.
You guys don't really want to see the end of this, right?
No.
Let's watch this more interesting match over here. I'm going to keep watching Josh.
An unmask is going on. No, you're not.
All right, so this is what we were showing.
I'll decide.
Steven won game 1 by doing Grixis Delver things. Gabe kind of got stuck on needing to reanimate into Deathrite Shamans. The blurry Wi-Fi kicked in. No. So Gabe's on a mono black reanimator that can Lake of the Dead and hardcast things.
Yeah, this is going to be like a little weaker than most reanimate decks, but at the same time, it can hardcast its big things. So here's a Collector Vitality. Yeah, so
kills the death right, gets rid of the Force of Will, gets to discard a Massacre Worm. Is that what that was?
I was not able to see.
I wasn't.
It might have been.
Actually,
seems like a really good card against Grixis Delver.
Yeah.
Like, let him have a couple elemental tokens, just slam that sucker down and win on the spot. I want to see that happen.
Young Pyromancer.
We already know that Food Chain can do that, but that's Brian's version.
Yeah.
I don't think Massacre Worm's in most of those decks.
What's gonna happen next? I'm so excited. This is Reanimator with a Lake of the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lake Reanimator. It's where you reanimate lakes. Get your opponent wet.
It's when the lake helps you reanimate.
Well, no, you hardcast. No.
Well,
the Hackbert, welcome.
Yeah, I don't know.
Way to join us for this Tuesday Night Legacy. Oh, Young Pyromancer getting in for 2 damage again on the aggro attack line, just like last game. Who wants elementals that do the work for you when you can do the work yourself?
Ah. So,
can we give him some matching swaps, please?
It looks like he's purposefully unmatched each one of them. They're all foil.
So, what's the middle card in Gabe's hand? He's got...
I wasn't able to see. He's got an Unmask and a Lake of the Dead. He can hardcast Unmask if he wanted to. I think I would have. I don't know. Maybe. Depends what's in his graveyard, I guess.
Take the counter spells, whatever, or thinking that that's what Steven drew. Ooh, him to Torok.
That's better.
Steven doing the do I Force of Will him to try that game.
He's got 4 cards. Let's see it.
That pause is kind of telling, right? Those cards are your cards. We're gonna put a dice and do things with the cards. 1 and 4. And he loses 2 lands, it looks like.
2 lands, 2 fetches. That's gotta feel pretty good if you're Steven. You're like, I didn't need those anyway.
Yeah, I really was flooded, and now I'm not. So you can guess if you're Gabe that he's got a Force plus blue card in hand, right?
Not necessarily.
Because of the pause on the him.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, okay, here you go, laying down cards. Sabone, welcome in from Facebook. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I keep it short with the Facebook people.
Okay. That's fair.
So far, we've seen this Reanimator player play some swamps. It's been very exciting.
It's like hand hate and like, well, he's tried to reanimate a couple things, but Deathray wasn't playing game 1.
Yeah.
There's Delver.
It has secrets.
It does. Many.
Oh, you can find out what they are if you reveal an instant or sorcery off the top of your library.
We'll have to see if that happens.
Another Unmask pitching a... Ooh, so he did not have a Force of Will. Interesting. I was very wrong. It was a cool hesitation then, because that's what it made me believe. So he pitches the Grizzlebrand, right? That's what just happened?
Yeah.
Even though he's got a Lake of the Dead. So does he have a Reanimate spell here in hand? Is he going for it?
This is kind of strange that he's playing the lake right here because we know that Steven has Wasteland. Well, I guess
it costs a lot.
Mana. Okay, all right. There's a Massacre Worm. You're right. So 8 life is lost by Steven, and there's a 6/5. And Steven has 2 lands.
Yeah. Wasteland and Underground Seer in hand.
Gabe finally did something, and it's going to matter.
Might as well go ahead and Wasteland the lake right here. Now it's just Reanimator. It's not Lake Reanimator because it got Wastelanded.
See, instead of Wastelanding there, I probably would have conceded.
It would have been the cleaner play.
It would have been a lot better, I promise.
Find the right line. Wasteland and continue through the motions, or go to game 3. I like that.
I really would have.
Hey, look, it's a reanimate. Wait,
reanimate.
Here's a reanimate.
Young Pyro.
He's got a Grizzlebrand, and he's going to take a.
Nope, he wants the Delver. He wants the 1/1.
I guess reanimating a Grizzlebrand puts you in lightning bolt range, so that makes sense. Okay, they're on to game 3. We're going to go back to Miracles versus Grixis, which is probably on game 1 from 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
They're on game 2.
Yeah, just starting up.
We're going to assume Josh won game 1, unless a miracle happened and Calvin won, because Josh had it pretty handily.
Well, based on the fact that Calvin just played his 3rd land, I'm gonna
Probably.
I guess Josh won that game.
Whoa, Elishnorn comes out of left field there.
Gabe's just like, here, use this.
Here's what happens when your table next to you is playing Reanimator. You just get Elishnorns.
Oh, that was nice.
That is convenient.
I bet Josh is looking at that going, man, I wish I actually had that.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and put Josh as winner of game 1.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're right, by the lands. I think it's game 12. Yeah, what was it? Was it last week that we had... No, 2 weeks ago, we had 4 Miracles players all playing against each other pretty much.
Yeah, it was weird.
Oh, and so every match, all 4 players got paired against each other.
We thought about disqualifying all 4 players. But then
the games are still going on,
wrong,
so
you know?
Yeah. No, nobody wins.
Yeah, it's like game 12, probably.
We got some people finally joining us here. Welcome in everybody who's hanging out in chat and watching. We're gonna show you 4 rounds of Legacy tonight, live.
So many rounds,
or slightly delayed live.
Slightly delayed live.
Yeah,
it's called that.
It's the same thing. If you have any amazing, insightful, interesting questions, you can ask them, and we'll probably ignore them. But we'll talk about the dumb things that you guys want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Josh draws 3 fetch lands in a row. That's always fun.
I want to say it was like last Friday or something. Somebody was like, "Yeah, if only we could get these guys off topic." And I'm going, "Yeah, that would take a lot."
If only. I think we need to have some rankings going on here, because this is what's important, is having my gold sticker in the chat window right there.
You thought it was 3 rounds? No, 4. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah, 4 rounds.
I know you know that.
I mean, it's only going to take 1 cheer to take 2nd place, 2 to take 1st place.
How's it going, Zoya?
Hello from Portugal. That whole Tuesday night thing,
yeah,
just went out the window. I think it's Wednesday morning there.
You think so? I don't.
Maybe not. Maybe not quite. Almost. What time is it in Portugal right now?
I really don't know. I'm just throwing crap out
7,
there.
1 in the morning, something like that.
Your fault for being in Vegas.
Yeah,
seriously.
I just kind of ignored the 100-degree comment. Like, isn't that usually the temperature this time of year?
I'm pretty sure. I think that's pretty normal.
2:45. Yeah, in the morning. See, it's the next day. It's 2. How does that even work? It's 7:35 here. It's 2:45 there. I'm confused.
2:45 on Wednesday or 2:45 on Tuesday?
It was Wednesday there, but how do you get the additional 10 minutes?
That's awesome.
5 time zones,
you don't know.
And a 6th of another one.
This doesn't concern you.
Oh, okay. It was way more interesting when it was 245. But that's great. Yeah,
See, still Tuesday for Riley Cold.
22:30. That doesn't even. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
That's in Brazil, right? Yeah. Riley.
Come on, Riley Cold. It stops at 12 and then it restarts.
Yeah. Everybody knows this.
Everybody knows that. Unless you're in the military and then you think you're super, super smart because you can count like 12 numbers higher than most people can.
They don't use 24-hour time. They use 2400 time.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. That's true.
They use 2400.
Because they're completely ridiculous.
Well, welcome from Portugal and from Brazil. Way cooler. Literally than where Brian is in Vegas, where it's 100 degrees.
Seriously.
Yeah. I know. I'm just joking with you.
Yeah, of course.
We should use a 24-hour clock here and the metric system.
We should use all that stuff.
It's very confusing that we don't.
We are definitely the weird ones. But that's not my decision to make.
What's really weird is when you go to build piece of furniture, right? And you have our inches, like a hexagonal bolt thing, right? And the same kit comes with metric system bolts, and so you have to have both. That makes no sense.
That is weird.
That's what we have here. We get the worst of both worlds. Uh-oh. Speaking Portuguese now.
Yeah. Can't keep up.
I mean, they're practically sister countries, right?
Maybe.
They're just on complete opposite sides of the world, but. All right, where are we in this game? What's happening?
Well, Sylvan Library is trying to keep up with a search for Azcanta and Jace.
Is it working?
And I mean, what do you think it's working?
It could. We have no idea what their life totals are because
they've decided to completely ignore the life totals.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Riley? And by that, I don't mean Riley Cold. I actually mean my brother. Or hello, Moslov. How about that?
I started talking about 24-hour time, and 6 people left the chat. That's how messed up we are here.
Yeah, seriously.
Fair enough.
They want us off topic, but they want us off topic on their topic. Yeah, not sure if Calvin can keep up with this kind of value. We'll see.
Yeah, he needs some sort of clock, and I don't think a Deathrite Shaman every turn is going to be enough.
If he can, an attack plus K command is like the right thing to do. Oh, he doesn't have red. That's weird. That's a weird thing to do when you're a four color deck.
Yeah.
Be missing one of your colors.
He's gonna ponder. Finds a force, an underground sea, and him to draw.
Card.
Legacy. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are. Tuesday Night Legacy. It says so right in the bottom corner of your screen.
Whoa. I feel like this is really early for Josh to have all of his win cons out.
Did our other match end?
I think so.
Aw. We didn't get to see the end.
Yeah, that makes me think that. Oh, actually, that could be either deck.
Yeah.
Not sure.
We could talk in Portuguese and you guys wouldn't understand.
This is so true.
But he has a Deathrite Shaman.
What does Deathrite Shaman do?
But does he have luck and skill? Some things are moving. Terminus is terminizing.
Have I played around with the Ultra Pro Gravity dice? No, I have not. Or no. I think we had some in the store for a little while. They feel really nice. I've heard they like get dinged up and scratched up pretty easily, but I don't know where those people were throwing their dice. If there's ever a Team Paragon City, that's something that's kind of being worked on locally, but not on a larger scale. Try some words then. You just been challenged.
Oh no. Provide red. Oh yes, for the red manas, there was a death right. There is no longer.
Oh well, the thing that I was thinking of at the time, Zach, was to be able to K command to put 2 damage on the Jace, and then attack with the death right. And since he didn't have red, that's what I was talking about. Team Paragon City Brazil, that'd be sweet. Careful when you say stuff like that,
right?
Brian just like
there needs to be a Team Paragon City before I think there can be all of the offshoots. Yeah, the Brazil one and the Portugal one.
It kind of reminds the way that he holds his cards, Archon Blood. It kind of reminds me of Sam Black if you've ever watched him play. It's pretty normal for him. His fingers are like very straight. Like holds the cards like. I don't know. It is kind of odd.
Yeah, everybody's got their mannerisms. People who flick cards quickly or attempt to do other things. I think they're all. It's part of playing a physical game, right? Hands on.
Oh really? I feel that way. I feel like Sam Black has really like interesting way he holds his cards. But
Levo gets swords. Calvin gets to draw a card. I like Sultai control as well, bug control. That's kind of what I started with playing Legacy. There's a counterbalance. Is Calvin going to try and fight over a counterbalance? Yeah.
Yeah, they moved the life totals off screen. Sorry guys. I mean, typically when you're playing Miracles, it really isn't a battle over life total anyway. Right. But yeah.
If this was a different matchup, I would go and fix it.
But they are keeping track of it. It's just off screen.
Yeah.
They know better. They really do.
It's awkward because the life totals have to encroach on the playmats.
They do.
And so every time somebody puts down a playmat, they move it off and they never put it back, which is great fun for us.
We just need to make a rule. Don't use your playmat. You know how many people would be so mad.
It's true.
Like, why do I have a playmat?
Jace comes down. Counterbalance is probably going to trigger. I'm not sure if Josh knows the top or not here.
Yeah, I guess you don't really need it. You don't really need a playmat in this store though. These Paragon City mats, they're on every single spot in the entire store. And they're nice quality mats.
Hey, thanks for joining us all the way from 2:45 time.
2:45.
From 5 hours and 10 minutes from now. Have a good evening or late evening. Josh is going to blind predict. That was blind, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Okay.
He's naming basic.
Yeah, he named something and it wasn't Flooded Strand. Red Elemental Blast on probably the Jace. It gets Flusterstorm. That gets Flusterstorm back.
Oh, I think he's going to get this.
Some Fluster battling. Jace goes away.
Wow.
And Josh gets to untap. He's got a Council's Judgment, which is going to do some judging in a minute.
Momentarily.
First, setting up the counterbalance here. Makes sense. Off the Sorcery Speed Ponder.
He actually needs to fetch before. Yeah. He needs to fetch to get a second white source.
Sure. Yeah. So he just takes a counterspell in hand.
Now he's just throwing cards everywhere.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing.
I'm confused. All right, there's the Council's Judgment. Judging. So judgy. We try not to judge here. Unless we do it in a council. And it's okay.
Alright.
Liliana gets by counterbalance.
Yeah,
but it doesn't get by the counterspell.
Yeah, this is probably something that Josh doesn't want to have to deal with.
Looks like Calvin's got a blue Elemental Blast in his hand, which is a weird card to bring in. Kind of weird.
Just to fight with Josh's.
So we got a counterbalance on the stack with a brainstorm response, setting up to try and counter Calvin's brainstorm. It gets countered. And then counterspell resolves. Liliana goes away. Calvin has 2 graveyards. Yeah, a lot of times Legacy players will do this where they have to keep their graveyards in order, and so they stack their cards like that. So the first stack is the bottom of his graveyard. The second stack is the next part. That way you can see everything that's in the graveyard without it going off the table.
There are all sorts of techniques, you know, the one where they like lay it all out.
Right,
like,
if you're
right
a graveyard player, that often happens. A dredge player where you really have to keep everything in order and interact with different parts of your graveyard. Alright, Sylvan Library for Calvin. You think he should have led with the Strix instead of the Liliana? Yeah, there's cards like Spell Pierce, which
I don't think that Josh would have cared.
Yeah, maybe you want the open mana. I don't know. I mean, it would have given him a net +1 card, right? But all right, here's a Leovold. First, we have Azcanta finding a whole bunch of lands that go away. No, it doesn't. You're right. I was just quickly thinking of potential things. Because you're right. That makes sense. Starting on the Strix and seeing how that plays out. All right, Terminus gets rid of the Strix. And a Ponder.
A completely even trade.
1 for 1. 1 for 2. 1 for a 1/1. What? All right, Ponder sets up the top.
Is the blue elemental blast really just there to like fight with the red elemental blasts?
It really might be. Josh might have brought in From the Ashes as well, and that's pretty destructive to a 4-color player. But
yeah, that's a good point.
But that's pretty targeted sideboarding, right?
Yeah.
K-Command does not get counterbalanced, but it does get Flusterstormed.
Yep.
So then Library.
Losing 4 more life. I doubt that Calvin has a whole lot more life to work with.
I don't think Josh is playing Spell Pierce. I've definitely seen it before, but I don't think he's playing right now.
I don't think that's normal.
Hymn to Torak gets rid of a Ponder. We see a Brainstorm on top. I do not participate, if you're asking me. I know that Josh does. He's part of it. I don't know what participate means, though. Like, I'm sure there's people that are on the boards and actually saying things, and other people who just are there lurking. But Baleful Strix getting paid for like this. It gets countered by a counterbounce on top. So this is what we saw last game, where Josh had a Search for Azcanta and a counterbounce. He's going to go ahead and get rid of this second counterbalance, though.
Oh, there is definitely a Spell Pierce in Josh's hand.
There is one.
Yeah, he just grabbed it.
How about that? Still end of turn. Here's a Brainstorm. And countering a spell? No, just revealing it.
Yeah, it probably came out of the sideboard. Archon Blood. I doubt he mainboarded it, or if there is, you know, who knows? Maybe just like 1 or 2.
Josh has, I think, been pretty on the same 75 for the last little while. We saw him mixing it up with a whole bunch of different things over time, but the last couple weeks, I think he's been on this one.
This build seems very stock to me.
He finds an Entreat the Angels. Leopold, thanks for the follow. Hey, anybody else that's in chat, if you want to give us a follow, we're here every Tuesday night and Friday nights. and then occasionally random times on Magic Online throughout the days. So if you give us a follow, and then you can see when we go live, and you can watch some Paper Legacy with us talking about something maybe related to Paper Legacy.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Uh-huh.
I swear it was just a moment ago where Josh had like one card in hand. He's got like
45?
Yeah.
That's, I think that I did the math real quick. 41. Yep, 45.
It's amazing what Azcanta and passing the turn a couple times can do.
and Calvin's been getting things counterbalanced enough that he hasn't been able to build up anything at all. I'm pretty sure that Entreat the Angels is going to start entreating here. Right there we go. It's not on top, it's the next one down. So next turn we get to Entreat the Angels. And it should be time in the round.
Or at least close.
Our timer is deciding to restart again because it's cute.
Why does it do that?
It likes to be cute. All right, let's see if this entreat gets to resolve. Either way, I don't think Calvin is winning this game. I don't even know the life totals, but he hasn't been able to pressure at all. We'll see. I could be wrong. Looks like he's got a Force of Will in hand to fight. Let's entreat the Angels. Josh doesn't need much, though. He just needs, what, 2, 3 creatures?
Oh, yeah. I forgot Brian got interviewed for that.
Yeah, he doesn't. Really cool. Oh, he's going to go ahead and search for his Canto there. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, so he needs to clear this game out.
There's time in the
soon.
round. That's what that buzzer was. Ours was a little late. Here's a Jace. Getting pyroblasted. Blind counterbalance shows a Scalding Tarn. Japan's meta is quite a bit different than ours.
It really is.
I think it's interesting because you can bring something different if you look at their metagame. It's not necessarily correct, though. I think it would be less interesting, Legacy as a whole, if the entire global population had a very similar metagame constantly. So Josh is going to show that he's not going down anytime soon. Calvin, I think, is saying, I can't beat you in turns. And so Josh is going to take this round 1-0 concession, however you want to call that. So we should have round 2 for you guys here pretty soon.
In the meantime, come back and say hi to
Here we are. Hi.
Ta-da.
Whoa, look at that. The thing with the bits going crazy.
Yeah, it does that.
All right, I'm going to try and see if we can get Nate on camera with his deck, because that should be interesting.
Grab me a water, if you don't mind. Just getting up, abandoning me. Now he's getting me water. I can't complain that much, can I? Do you guys have deck lists? No, we do not. We definitely have tournaments that we do deck lists for, but they're not regular tournaments. They're usually like 1K plus events that we'll do that for. This is just a casual like Tuesday Night Legacy. But we get a pretty consistent group here. No, if we had deck lists, that would make things a lot easier, like in multiple areas. So We don't. Sorry, I'm dropping stuff. Usually while I'm setting up round 2, I have him to talk. Dang it. You want to see the miracles list? Well, lucky for you, we had a tournament. This might take me a second to look through, but we had a 1K pretty recently that Josh did pretty well in.
All right, I'm gonna have Nate on camera. We might have to have Davis on. Oh, I need to get you water.
Wow, you're the worst. I'm not seeing his deck list though, because we had a deck list recently. Okay. I found it. So it was thank you. It was like a couple weeks ago. He had 1 spell pierce in the main and 1 in the side.
Take that, non-spell piercing.
What else did you want to know about it?
About the miracles?
Yeah, really. Cold was curious.
Oh.
This is what he was on like 2 weeks ago. There's probably like a couple minor changes.
It's a 1 Council Judgment, 1 Entreat the Angels, of course, full set of Terminus, Swords, Ponders, Brainstorms, then it's 2 Preordains, 2 Searches, 3 Counterbalance, 3 Predict, 1 Spell Pierce, 2 Portent, 1 Counterspell, 3 Jace, 4 Force, and 2 Snaps, 2 Snapcasters. Yeah, 2 Search for Azcanta,
yeah.
3 Counterbalance.
Yeah, and the sideboard's 2 Monster Mentor, 2 Disenchant, 2 Flusterstorm, 2 Pyroblast, 3 Surgical Extraction, 1 Engineered Explosives, 1 Council's Judgment, 1 From the Ashes, 1 Spell Pierce. So he did have that From the Ashes. Still, it's there. It's there. That Blue Elemental Blast wanted to see it so bad.
So we've got Josh versus Ryan on table 1, and then we have Nate versus Noah on table 2.
Oh my goodness!
So we have to see
much miracles.
We have to see Nate and see what he can put together. He lost round 1, but we're going to show his deck anyway. He's playing Food Chain with the new Squee that has a full name. I don't know what it is. It's the new Squee.
Red green.
Squealerin. No, he's not playing Alerin. It's Squee Food Chain. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, From the Ashes, and then I think there's a Pyroblast. 2 Pyroblasts. That's the red. Let's see if I can find.
And then his opponent is Noah. Poor Stadotnu. Stadotnu just wants him to play the Canadian Threshold so bad. He's probably playing Miracles.
Jorgensen got a chains? What a punk.
What?
Yeah, look at that thing.
That's what I wanted. What a jerk. Some people get all the nice things, guys. And that some people is not me. Oh yeah, I should probably spell Squee right. What do you guys think?
Ski. Did he post this list somewhere? He had a Nick Fit list. That's not what he's on now. I'm digging for it. I'm searching. Brian, do you know if he posted Squee Chain? Go ahead and reset the timer as well. Oh, I'll do the outside one.
Alright, that should be right. Look at these fools getting started already. Alright, wait till the door closes there. And look.
Here we are.
So Nate does have black in his deck.
Ooh. Nick is excited.
Or wait, or is this the right table?
No,
this is not the right table. Is it?
take a peek.
No, it's Terry.
What happened?
Where are you watching?
You were right. First one.
This one?
Yep. That's neat.
This is not. These are not cards I was expecting to
No,
see.
I'm not sure what's happening.
Kind of looks like a Reanimator deck. Then you played a basic forest. Yeah, so Noah's gonna be on miracles.
It looks very much like I don't know what Nate's doing. I don't have a list, so I don't know. Don't know where it's supposed to currently. No.
So he's gonna cast Squee.
Okay.
Which costs double red.
Uh huh. He's gonna reanimate Grizzlebrand actually and win that way. I think that's what's gonna happen right here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Noah has a whole lot to say
maybe
about
it's
it.
Squee Reanimator with some food chain in it.
You can cast Grizzlebrand pretty easily with food chain, can't you? Can't you?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you have
pretty easy to find walking ballista when you get a
Squee and you
Grizzlebrand
can, yeah.
Lambic Scythe first.
Could still be. No, I think it is. I think he's playing food chain and Squee along with some reanimating things. All right, so
why would you want to reanimate a Squee?
His second red source goes away.
You just cast it.
He's playing with revised basics. So there. Reanimate.
Basic swamp, basic forest, basic mountain. Reanimate Grizzlebrand. Yeah. Alright.
So he can't win right here, can he?
Probably not.
I'm gonna go fix their life totals because that's gonna drive me crazy.
Okay, thank you. Good guy Bryce over here. Is the other one good too? Probably.
All right, we can see what's happening. Hey, look, it's 16-8, guys. All right, so we know Noah has a Snapcaster Mage in hand. I think Nate knows that. I think he's aware.
Just as the creator intended. Yep.
Yeah, Nate, you see a food chain there? He's setting himself up. So you could entomb a Squee.
Yeah.
You can cast it off of food chain mana, and you could go off. So if he can't get food chain into play right here, though, can he? Unless he's got like Lotus Petals or something.
Yeah, black gives a lot more to this deck than I was thinking. I had never really thought it paired with a reanimator package. And what's funny is like if they try to like hate your graveyard out, they're playing all these graveyard hate cards, and like your combo doesn't care.
Well, you have to keep Squee.
You can cast Squee from exile.
From exile, yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
There is that slight bonus over Mist Hollow Griffin and Eternal Scourge, right? Where you can just cast it from your graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. It looks like fun. You get to do multiple different things.
It's kind of funny that you could, if it is in your graveyard, you can like exile it to gain 2 life with your Deathrite Shaman. Like, doesn't actually like change what the card does. Yeah. It's like still castable.
Here's an attack, probably getting swords. Snapcaster Swords. Nate can choose to draw some cards first and go down to 1.
He can go back up to 8.
Yeah, but if Noah has exactly Lightning Bolt, which he wouldn't have. Yeah. So he's going to go ahead and do it. Draw on 7. He's just leaving his life total where it is. It's going right back. You see a recruiter, Imperial Recruiter in there. Oh, he goes up to, yeah. That doesn't make sense, does it?
All the numbers are screwed up. I'm not sure. Maybe he had it wrong before.
Yeah.
And that's what they're discussing. Oh my goodness, does this deck have Veteran Explorer too?
He was playing a Nick Fit version once upon a time. I don't know if he is now.
It looks like he is because...
Okay, there we go. He thought it was off of Power and Tough, or Convert Mana Cost. It's Power. That's where that confusion was coming from. Okay, so here's second main phase for Nate. Plays a land. Yeah, there's a Veteran Explorer.
Yeah.
There's a food chain. What do you got, Noah? Noah's got it back to basics in hand, going,
It's like, I'm going to add a red mana. Then I'm going to get 2 mana off exiling it. I'm going to cast Squee. Alright, let's see what this card does.
Alright, so this is the new Squee. It costs red 1, and it's a, what, 3-1 or 2-1? 2-1, yeah.
It's a 2-1.
He's going to Imperial Recruit for a Walking Ballista.
Yep, and win the game.
That's cute.
Yep.
Squee comes out, Imperial Recruiter in hand, all those things drawn because of a Grizzlebrand. Just, that's how you combo, guys. That right there, that was it. That was great. I enjoyed it. All you have to do is get Grizzlebrand in your graveyard. Then you have to reanimate your Grizzlebrand that's in your graveyard. You don't actually have to attack. You just need to draw 7 cards so that you have exactly Food Chain, Squee, and Imperial Recruiter. And then you can win. Yeah. It's not convoluted.
I'm actually like already getting behind this deck. It has like this weird like combo kill, but at the same time it can also just reanimate a Grizzlebrand and win, or or it can
finally real Magic. So the difference between the biggest difference I think between this and Food Chain, Brian can of course correct me if I'm wrong, is you don't have blue cards, right? Yeah. So there's no counter magic to protect. So you're relying on Cabal Therapy and the redundancy that is being able to use your graveyard. Yeah. And so he's got Faithless Lootings, Veteran Explorer, and Collector Brutalities as a way to interact ahead of time.
How many Squee are in this deck, do you think? Because if he's running like Entombs and stuff, you only really need to find one.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you don't need many.
Like Recruiter,
but if it's Squee Chain,
find him.
It has a full 4 Food Chains. It has a full 4 Imperial Recruiter, so it really might just have one.
It's
Squee.
Probably one. Your opponent can't get rid of it. Like what are you gonna do? Surgical it? You know what I'm saying? Like.
You're so much deeper in the combo. Yeah. Whereas regular Food Chain can act more as a mid-range deck and beat down with Death Rights and 3/3s and do, yeah. That's intriguing. Something different.
Squeak.
Let's see. I had his Nick Fit list, but I think it's changed. That was a way back.
He's playing Veteran Explorer, which seems like just a complete nombo with Food Chain, but I guess it still gets you 2 mana. I think that's probably just in here to push for basics.
Yeah, I think this is the list.
You think so?
1 Grizzlebrand, 1 Panglacial Worm.
Oh, goodness
1
gracious.
Squee, 4 Imperial Recruiters, 3 Veteran Explorers, 2 Deathrite Shamans, 2 Walking Ballistas, and a Partridge in a Pear Tree. And then a bunch of black cards. 1 Green Sun Zenith. I'm not sure if that's still here. Haven't seen that yet.
Probably. What do you even get?
It just gets
Death Rider Veteran Explorer?
Yeah. Yep.
So how do you even kill the Veteran Explorer? Is the only way to do it with therapy?
Oh, yeah, because exiling to Food Chain doesn't trigger it.
Right. Veteran Explorer seems kind of strange.
Yeah, yep. There's a backup plan of Reanimator.
Yeah.
4 Reanimates, 4 Entombs. So this list that I'm reading off of could easily be outdated now from what he's playing, but
probably. I'm intrigued, that's for sure.
It's actually a fairly inexpensive legacy deck, considering that recruiters just got reprinted, so they're more affordable than they were.
Recruiters and food chains.
And then you're not playing any blue duels, so...
Yeah. 1 Badlands, 1 Bayou. Is that it? Oh, and a Taiga. 1 of each.
This Jazz game is like camping. Why is it like camping?
No, let's find out.
But why? What does that mean?
Oh, it's about to end. And the Jazz have lost.
That's not a surprise.
Nope.
All right. This time, Nate starts off with the Deathrite Shaman. Noah's got some basics. Slowimator. Instead of reanimate. What?
I don't get it.
Nice try. Sorry, you're not even in second place right now, Brian. So, because it's intense.
We're 10 points down with 35 seconds left. We've lost.
It's intense. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
He knows that I knew to say that, but I wouldn't give him the satisfaction. I bet he feels awful right now. Alright, Faithless Looting is going to discard a Deathrite and a Bloodstained Mire. So sure enough, we see Noah bringing in surgicals, and Nate's probably just got to be going, well, I can totally combo and not care.
Looks like Noah's stuck on 2 lands, but he's got lots of counter magic at the moment, so he can interact.
If it were me, I'd just want to like play a turn 2 squee and just
start attacking with a 2/1.
With it.
What do you got? You gonna swords and plowshares?
You're gonna swords it. You're gonna block. What are you gonna do?
Here's a Faithless Looting flashing back. Nate successfully drawing way more cards than the Miracles player. I have seen Soothsaying here in store. Yes.
Yeah, we've seen it. It's not as common, but
one of the 4 decks runs it. Not Noah, not Josh.
I think it's Davis.
Davis was on it. Yeah, he's on something else tonight.
Yeah,
he's playing with some altars, so we might have to have Davis on camera regardless of his record because they look good. Uh-oh. Whoa.
You see Bryce is rubbing off on me? I don't think that's Bryce rubbing off. I swear I was always the mean one.
Discarding what creature did he discard other than the recruiter? Is he reanimating the recruiter?
No, I think that's a Faithless Looting. You think it's a creature? I don't think that's a creature.
Well, he's playing reanimate. So so he's reanimating the
recruiter.
The recruiter?
Yeah. This will draw out the surgical.
Yeah, I think that would have been the reason to do that, right? Because
Squeeze already in hand.
You don't really care.
And Food Chain's already in hand. And Walking Ballista's already in hand.
You want him to surgical your recruiter there.
And he's got a Pyroblast to back it all up. Noah probably has enough, but this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you can just play Squee and let him try and counter it.
That's what I would do. I would just cast Squee. And when they kill it, I just cast Squee again. How can you lose? That's so good.
Just about anything.
It's just the 2/1 that doesn't die, guys.
It does die. That's the whole point. It dies a lot.
Yeah, but then you just cast it again.
Do you remember what I said Brian has to do if he plays with a Food Chain or a Squealer in deck? You have to get a stack of Squeeze so that when you combo off, you get to just flip them like money at your opponent. Because the Squealer in had a Goblin Bombardment, so right, you're literally bombarding your opponent with Squeeze.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't think he's bought a stack of Squeeze, but he should.
Yeah, he should. They're rare, and the set still has like a little bit of like hype value on it, which is obnoxious.
So it's like a what, $5 card or something like that right now?
It's probably probably like 2 or 3, but it probably doesn't even need to be that. If you're talking about buying, like
if it's only a legacy playable card, no, there's a couple other lists that are starting to play around with Squee. The oldest member of the Weather like that's a piece of information that
you didn't need.
No, don't think anybody did. I think most of the actual, like knowledge about the Weatherlight crew, I don't think anybody cares.
Oh wait, no, nobody does.
Nate's going to lead off of food chain. Does Noah have several different modes of countering it? No results found. Wow. Sorry. It's free because it's Squee. That's funny.
Probably typed the name wrong. Either that or the Dominaria cards aren't up yet. They should be.
They're now on this site. $1.
$1?
$1
See?
for Squee.
Just throw down a $20 bill. Just get 20 of them. There. Oh, E price. There you go. E price.
That's silly. It's not the same if you do it online. You can't. No. You can't bombard your opponent with Squeeze really out of your pocket. So Noah went for the Force of Will, pitching a Force of Will to get rid of Food Chain, even though he now has a Disenchant in hand. Yeah. The foil, pack foil is about $4, $4.50, something like that. All right, Noah goes and gets another blue source. I was going to say, what do you, wait? There we go. That way he can cast Council's Judgment. And you maybe Council's Judgment is Death Red Shaman, probably. Just as a way to
seems like a fine
stop
plan.
Squee from happening.
Or he'll just Surgical Food Chain. Or Ponder.
Yeah. Why get rid of a combo piece when you can make the game more exciting?
Yeah, I don't think taking out the food chain would have been all that great anyway. Like, it's like, yeah, I can still reanimate Crystal Brand. Like,
I don't know.
And he has a Disenchant in hand.
Yeah, but it. Yeah, you can react to a food chain with that Disenchant and stop the combo.
Pretty much at any point.
Why not run out Squee? Is there any reason not to?
No, there's no reason not to.
Unless you're doing something else this turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably slam it. I don't know what his other card is. Looks like he's gonna play it. Or not. He's gonna flashback Faithless Looting.
Exciting games. I'm excited. It's a little slow at the moment, but the end is gonna be fun.
Discard. Yep, Squee and Crystal Brand.
That's a cute little interaction right there, right? Faithless Looting plus Squee.
Okay, so he's just holding Pyroblast. Pyroblast, land, and Walking Ballista. Pass the turn. See, his bad. If he had left up green, he could just exile Squee right now. Just don't even care. Gain all the life. No, getting rid of this surgical matters quite a bit. Messes with future reanimates, and they could get rid of Food Chain or something.
Yep.
Coming back off a Snapcaster.
Whoa.
What did you do?
Nothing at all.
And then it just went back. You see that?
That was weird.
That was way weird. Why'd chat freak out?
Collective Brutality trying to destroy this Snapcaster. And he gets to pick apart either a Disenchant or a Council's Judgment.
I'll just take the Council's Judgment. I don't know. Maybe that's not right.
The food chain,
okay.
Yeah, taking the instant.
Speed.
Yeah.
Good point.
Food chain, if he runs out of food chain here, he just wins. Except for the Disenchant. That stops things. Jorgensen, welcome.
What's up?
With an exclamation point at the end.
By the way, Jorgensen, congrats on your chains. I didn't get to tell you that.
Squee Chain Reanimator. That's what's happening. Squee Chain Nick Fit Reanimate. I'm not sure what it is. If a Nick Fit deck is any deck that has Veteran Explorer and Cabal Therapy, this is a Nick Fit deck.
Yeah.
If a Reanimator deck is any deck that plays Reanimate, this is Reanimate deck. And it has Food Chain and Squee, so... He's the chat destroyer. Hey, I'm in first place right now. Jorgensen's not even on the scoreboard.
Jorgensen, I've wanted one for so long, and once they spiked, I pretty much just said, yeah, I'm not going to get one ever. It's just not going to happen. There are other things that I need more for decks than a chains.
All right, here's a Cabal Therapy. Nate is very aware of the Council's Judgment, not of the counterspell. I think he's probably fine with that.
Okay, that's good.
He could take the Council's Judgment there if he really wants to.
Why didn't he cast Squee?
Yeah, he could have cast Squee and flashback Cabal Therapy right there. What is a good deal, Jorgensen, if you don't mind me asking? What's a good deal on a chains? What do you consider snagging?
I haven't really been looking at it recently. I think it's up over like $500 or $600. So
that's a lot.
I'd say a good deal is like anywhere in the $400 plus. You know, between.
I would have thought like range. $250 or something like that.
I don't know.
I haven't been looking either.
Now I'm kind of curious.
500.
Wow. Okay.
All right, here comes Squee. Here's a holding priority. Getting rid of Council's Judgment.
Good plan.
3 mana, discard your Council's Judgment. That's what that was right there. Noah plays a land, so Nate is clear to do something. Plays a land. Chains. Oh, that's a lot.
Yep.
Patty B says aloha, because he's near lava.
Seriously, you're in Hawaii right now and you're watching us?
Well, it's like the middle of the day. There's nothing to do there.
Go do something cool.
It's like 3 in the afternoon. Carpet of Flowers.
Carpet of Flowers.
Take that, Noah. I'm hard casting this Walking Ballista next turn and winning with it. That's what's gonna happen.
Seriously.
What he gets 3, 4 mana off of Carpet.
Yeah, I'll get 4. Yeah,
might as well Pyroblast that preordain.
Yeah, I actually think this is probably fine, especially where he can threaten the win this turn.
Yeah. All right, so draw main phase. He gets 4 blue. A CCMTG conference call.
I think that's supposed to mean something.
It sounds important. I have conference calls all the time. Because I'm important too.
My conference calls are usually like drinking beer up on the roof or something.
It's when I accidentally butt dialed 2 people. That's when I have conference calls.
How does anything remove Squee?
Yeah, that's the point.
There's only like
big Walking Ballista for the win. Nate gets it. He beats Miracles 2-0 with some Squee chaining.
There is one way to beat a Squee, and that is to play some weird enchantment where or like a meddling mage, right? Where you name Squee.
Ooh, that would do it. All right, so here we have Josh on your right versus Ryan on your left. It looks like
Ryan's on wait, what?
It looks like Ryan's playing.
This is Terry.
This is not.
Isn't this Terry?
Ryan. I think so.
Yeah, this is Terry.
We've got Josh on your right versus somebody playing Show and Tell.
Yeah, this is definitely Terry.
It's Squeech amazing. I'm excited about this list because it's not just Food Chain and Squee plus Walking Ballista. It's really a mash of what feels like 3 different Legacy decks. Yeah, Josh versus Terry. Our sheet is wrong.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so Terry has talked about show and tell, and he's just like, yeah, it's probably like the best deck. You should always be running show and tell.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said something along the lines on that, and sure enough, now he's playing it. It looks like he just borrowed it from somebody for the day.
No, it didn't play optimally. No, I agree, but I'm not sure if it would have mattered. It's getting all the decks wrong for sure. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree completely. Josh has a whole bunch of lands and Jaces and Azcantas, and he's probably winning.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he borrowed it from Gabe.
Surgical Extractions came in.
Davis owns it too. And we have a store employee who's building it right now.
Surgical's getting forced. We don't know what he's surgicling because Terry's playing with his graveyard just out of camera.
Yeah, that's probably our setup.
Ooh, that's a question. To get into Magic, what's the best way to get involved?
Play Friday Night Magic at your local game store.
Yeah,
play Standard.
Going and playing in a pre-release is a great way to get into Magic. I think pre-releases are fun. They happen 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Playing there's some pre-constructed free decks that you can go pick up at most local game stores, and if you pick up 1 pack, they come with 2 decks, and you can get those with a buddy and play them against each other and get a good feel for the game. I think Arena would actually be a pretty good way. It's a program that you can download as a way to jump into. So here we're watching Josh versus Terry, but you just got to play Squee and Food Chain and Grizzlebrand and Nick Fit all the same deck.
All at the same time. Does anyone have any questions about the deck? So one thing that Noah asked me when I was done, when Noah surgicaled my Imperial Recruiters that I tried to reanimate, that was really good.
Oh yeah, you weren't baiting him.
I was baiting a counter spell, not the surgical extraction.
Okay.
I didn't play around surgical there, but it made sense that he would have brought surgical in because I had Grizzlebrand in game 1. So I know not to do that anymore. To just bin the Squee and not get cute, you know.
Sure.
Because I would have lost all my redundancy. Where can you find the list? I'll post it in. I can post it in chat when I.
Yeah, or if you join our Discord, it's in there as well.
I'll post it in the Discord later. Yeah, that's us. I'll probably talk about it this week. Actually lost to Terry in round 1, but
playing show and tell.
So actually, I did combo him in the first game. It was pretty funny.
Nice.
Yeah, Andy, I'll get the deck list in. I think I can post a link because I'm a moderator, so I'll just do it when I go outside. It might not be the exact. I forgot to get a Panglacial Worm.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have a Panglacial. No Panglacial Worm today, which is actually too bad because I really could use that.
Isn't that like the whole point of the deck?
So Eric Landon, who I first encountered with this deck in the wild on Magic Online, his original plan to win was to have the combo and then cast Entomb Anger, and then get 2 Panglacial Worms and an attack for 18 hasty worm damage. But as much as I love Anger and have played Anger right here on this stream,
yeah, you definitely have.
I didn't think that was very. I kept cutting the Panglacial Worms down from 2 to now just 1, and I really only keep it in because on Magic Online, people make you go through the combo all the time. So it's just whatever. This saves me a lot of clicks. I'll just get this in the middle of the combo. Yeah, it's EW Landon. And he came in and when I was streaming it a couple times and talked about it, he was one who said, or he told me that the best thing he ever did the best decision he made was to put the Veteran Explorer package in, because it could be hard to Oh, you're welcome, Jay. I heard the tail end of that they were answering your question about how to get into Magic. So
yeah, and I strongly recommend it too. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
good community.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Sorry.
Clearly.
He said the Veteran Explorers were good for like beating like the heavy Wasteland Daze decks. And Cabal Therapy is pretty good at defending the combo. You have a decent amount of redundancy. A couple of people have been brewing different versions of the deck, or different versions of like incorporating the Squee combo. There's like a couple stompy versions, including one I actually haven't tried yet that I came up with.
Broken Discord link.
Let me see if I can fix that.
I don't have the Discord on there. Yeah, you'll have to pull it up.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So it's been pretty smooth. It is kind of like Storm is really bad.
Usually when you're not playing blue, that's the case.
Yeah, it's like really hard when you have like basic
like,
force in your deck.
It looks like it kind of just looks like a Nick Fit deck with a combo in it, like in a sense, right?
Yeah,
like in ways.
Well,
so you beat combo by reanimating Grizzlebrand.
Right, like it's kind of funny. Like I did have like a situation where my opponents cast Swords of Plowshares on my reanimated Grizzlebrand, and I just drew 7 and then comboed him next turn. Which is usually Grizzlebrand's kind of like Yawgmoth's Bargain, which is nice. But yeah, the thing that makes the deck really hum is Entomb, because you can Entomb for Squee, and that's zero risk.
Right.
Because I actually did have someone surgical it, which is kind of funny. The thing
You're
pops,
like, okay.
It pops over to like Exile Zone can't be played immediately, and my opponent sees there's only one in the deck.
Well, that's what's so safe about it.
Yeah.
There's no actual way, like, to get rid of it outside of things, weird niche things that say you can't cast this named card.
Right, and I would say that like while there is a case to be made that like the other Food Shade decks are still very good, and this is not like really, it's a different kind of deck.
It really is.
Because you're really only playing you're playing one combo piece, but it doesn't really matter because I actually was scared of Terminus in game 2 against Noah. Like if he Terminus my Squee, that's like the best way to get rid of it. And Grafdigger's Cage, if you like put it in the graveyard or someone has Grafdigger's Cage, it can be a problem. But there's not a ton of Grafdigger's Cages. So because you have Entomb, you just are sort of priced into having Grizzlebrand and Reanimate, which is nice. It's like a secondary thing you can do. You can also Entomb like the stuff you need, like Imperial Recruiter. You're just like, I need a Recruiter to win next turn. You can Entomb it and Reanimate it. You can also Entomb Veteran Explorer or Deathrite Shaman if the matchup calls for it. And I even Entombed Faithless Looting to like discard the Grizzlebrand in my hand the next turn. So, but anyway, I guess I kind of thought people might have some questions, but if not, I'll let you guys call this game.
Yeah, if you want, we posted the Discord link,
and I'll pop in there.
It's buried pretty far back the deck list, but if you want to repost it,
I will go do that right now. New one. And maybe I'll play next round.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions.
If you can ask in there. On camera next round, we'll probably put you on for the last one.
Okay, that's fine. I was scrambling to build it before
I know.
I was kind of glad to win this. At least I
was helping you find cards instead of getting the streams.
Yeah, you actually got to.
It's weird. But I silenced that.
All right, thanks guys. I'll see you soon.
That was fun.
See you eventually.
It's cool to see it.
Sorry, somebody asked a question a minute ago. I kind of missed it. Me? Oh, MG Flory did. What did he ask?
He said, should he play Blue-Red Delver?
Blue-Red Delver or Blue-Black Death Shadow?
Death Shadow.
MG Flory, do you have any duels right now? Because honestly, like play the one that's most affordable to you. Or if you have both decks, I'd probably pick Blue-Red Delver just because Price of Progress is absolutely a nutty card.
Yeah, so my statement there would be I think Blue-Red Delver is probably the stronger deck that you're going to win more games with, but I personally think that Death Shadow would be the more enjoyable deck to get good with.
Yeah, it could be fun.
And a little bit more of a challenge to
Yeah.
play. Blue-Red Delver ends up feeling kind of like you're playing Burn with some blue spells in it.
Yeah.
And that's personally not really my thing.
It gets free wins, whereas Blue-Black Death Shadow probably doesn't. You probably have to work for most years.
Yep.
I kind of like Blue-Red Delver for that reason. Like, it can just win.
Mhm.
Like, oops, the game,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But it also has like a lot of play to it. If you're playing Blue-Black Death Shadow, you should have Shocklands and duels.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be like if you're playing that because you can just run with Shocklands. That's probably not the right reason to play the deck.
Yeah. You want to be able to get whichever one is appropriate. And it's a good deck.
Sorry.
Okay. So we're in game 3, round 2 of this matchup. Show and Tell versus Miracles. Both these players won their last match, and I have no idea what's going on.
There's only one card that matters on this whole board. Can you name what it is?
I'm still searching for what it is. What?
Beseiju.
Oh,
Beseiju is the card that matters. Channel Fireball did a video with it. I also like that you can play Tombstalker. Yeah, Tombstalker is fantastic. The other deck that's still kind of known for doing that is Bug, right?
Patrick
Like,
just
Assault by
cheered.
Control.
He out-cheered me by a lot.
Well, how are you going to deal with that?
I'm not. Yes, there was Squee Food Chain Reanimator Nick Fit on last. We'll show it again. I think probably round 4.
Yeah, Riley Colt, go ahead. You're a sub, so I think it'll let you.
And it's an interesting deck. It's fascinating. It's something new and a little bit different. It has a lot of different lines of attack. And that was Nate on that deck. So you can go back and watch round 2, the beginning of round 2, after we finish up, since everything gets recorded. Or I think we'll show it again on round 4.
Yeah.
What was I doing? I was gonna do some of this.
You're gonna cheer it up a little bit.
Yep. Because I can't have Patrick in the lead.
No, can't have that. Yeah, like looking at the combo, it actually seems like it can fit in a lot of things fit around it, right? Squee is such a versatile card, surprisingly enough. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, take that by 1. Yep. People in Hawaii don't get to cheer as much as me. There's a goblin shell on the source. Yes, yes, we saw that one. I'm intrigued by that one as well.
Jorgensen's reminding me.
Found it. So the fun thing about this Reanimator style one is it's using Faithless Looting. Nate likes the card Faithless Looting quite a bit.
I do too.
So I think if you're cutting blue, you need to have some sort of card advantage, right? Somehow. And Faithless Looting does that, especially with Squee. It works pretty well there. And then you're using Cabal Therapy and I always forget the name, Collector Brutality as a way to attack your opponent's hand instead of blue for counter magic as a way to protect your combo proactively.
Yeah. Well, look what's going on here.
Somebody
just
thinks
cast Show and Tell.
they know everything.
And guess what? He just throws down Omniscience, casts a big old Emrakul, plays another Omniscience.
Yeah,
because why not?
Because when you can't be omniscient, you can be. Can you be twice as omniscient? Is that a possibility?
You could try.
Is that like infinity plus infinity?
Yeah.
Yeah. This looks like fun.
Totally. Yeah, I'll just do it. Terry taking down Josh.
Omniscience plus Emrakul plus Grizzlebrand usually wins the game. Did you guys know that? Now you do.
Well, if you didn't,
Riley's posting a couple deck lists. What was the first deck list you posted, Riley? The one a little wise up. Yeah, Squee into
Blue
food
Red
chain
Delver.
into hardcasting Grizzlebrand is interesting, and then he's using Imperial Recruiter as a way to find the one of Squee or the one of Walking Ballista for the win, and he's also using Veteran Explorer and Cabal Therapy package.
The Force of Will on Power Blast killed Josh, huh? Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta hope they don't have it, and sometimes they have it, you know?
He's not running Fierce Empath in his.
You wonder if there's a spot for Bloodbraid Elf in Squee Chain? Oh, Eddie Prime, you just get me. EGN, thank you so much for the follow. Love it, guys. We got all these people in chat hanging out. Get to watch some Squee Chain.
There's Nate, the Frozen Divide, posting that goldfish link. Having that's his Squee Chain list.
Yeah, so if you guys were looking for that Squee Chain list, the Frozen Divide just threw that up.
Yeah, there's only one ballista though.
I think he's running 2. Didn't he say
Oh
two?
yeah, there's 2.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, if you hit it, you just put it back into the deck, right? You can always just tutor it up later. Like, oh well. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If you ran 1, that'd make more sense, but if it gets countered, then you don't have a backup.
I think you're also getting tight on slots, right? A 4-mana card that sure cascades into something. I'm not sure that there's room for it actually in his list. Delver is the best tempo creature. That's good. It's okay. It's in a lot of decks. K command to recycle them. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
So this list that he just posted.
This is the current one.
Nick Fit Squee Chain. You need a / Reanimator in there.
Seriously.
So the Green Sun Zenith. I'm curious on that one, Nate. It looks like
Do we want to take a look at this?
You still got the K command in the side. We can throw this up for you guys to see here real quick. This is what his link takes you to. You can see the package being 2 squeeze, not just 1. And then food chain, right? So you got the squeeze, the food chains. Those go infinite, create an infinite amount of mana to give you a Walking Ballista. We saw Nate on game 1. He was able to reanimate a Grizzlebrand, which let him draw all the cards necessary to find Food Chain and Ballista and Squee for the win, which has got to feel pretty cool. What about a deed or 2 in the 75?
It would probably be fine.
Yeah, so this second Squee was a Pangalacial Worm. He just doesn't have one. Is that right, Nate?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then 1K command move from the side to the main. It's intriguing, right? You get to play a lot of basic lands, and so you can kind of fight through Blood Moons and all of the silly wastelands and all that good stuff that's happening. You got to use your Death Red Shamans and your Veteran Explorers to get your double red you need for Squee. Oh, okay, so this Green Sun Zenith is access to either one of these, so it's kind of the 4th Veteran Explorer, but it lets you pick up a Death Red if you want it instead.
Minifer, sneak and show 1. Omniscience into Emrakul. Ended game 3.
Minifer jumping into chat. It's been a while since we got a couple people that haven't been around for a little while. It's great.
It's fantastic. I'm definitely a fan of this deck. Like, part of me wants to just build it right now, and the other part of me is looking at the cost of Imperial Recruiters and food chains.
These food chains,
Hit
if we
paper,
go to paper, they're about 50
Look
bucks
at
a
Imperial
piece.
Recruiters. They're still so expensive. They just got a reprint, and they see playing like almost nothing.
They're
and like,
still 40 bucks a piece, 35, something like that.
I mean, I could probably get those. I really could, but man, this Even the reanimates are kind of expensive. It's just like whenever I see a deck where I have the mana base, you know, where I already have the mana base, I'm like, oh man, I could build this. I could have fun with this. Then I could make Brian start to stream on Fridays.
You think that's averaging? Yeah, are they 30?
40?
TCG Market's 31, so yeah, they're a little cheaper than what they're showing. Yeah, Goldfish has a weird pricing process for sure. You get foils for way more. In case you guys wanted to know.
Thanks. Oh my God. Bryce just knows all the right things to say.
Yeah. I've got a card to show you guys.
What?
If you want to see it, I can wait. We've got just a few minutes here.
You do not.
I'll wait. I'll tease it. You sold out of your food chains because Brian said to stay out of his territory. So you're just going to borrow from him instead. That's smart.
So Brian naturally built the second of the deck.
Food chain has to get reprinted eventually, right?
Yes, it's not on the reserve list.
It's going to be, the more it gets played especially. But it seems like it could have gone in Masters 25.
It could go in anything. Heck, they could put that card in Standard. It'd be fine.
Store charged you 37 for them.
That's probably right. It's just whatever people are selling them for. 37, really? Let's find out why. I want to see. I'm curious.
So we have just a little bit left. Yeah.
That seems high.
I don't think they should have charged you 37.
No, they definitely shouldn't have.
We should be pretty close to round 3.
What?
Of Legacy.
Oh man.
Not quite yet.
Oh, fine. Show them the thing.
No, I'm gonna wait.
Nope.
Next round. Next round.
No, we're not gonna have time.
Yep.
There's no way we're gonna.
I'm teasing it. It's cool looking. That's all that matters. No, what we need to do is get Davis on camera and then show a cool altar that way. It's pseudo reserve list because you gotta print a card like that. Correct. In any major master set, because they like to put rares that are not worth any money. Yeah, time just got called in the round. Our timer was a little quick.
Yeah.
And no, it could have easily gone in Masters 25.
They could easily put it in a commander deck. The second you reprint something like that, it's just going to be like any of the cards that was in 25. They all shot down. Like Imperial Recruiter was like what, $250, and it's like 30.
And it should have been printed at rare, and it would have been 10.
Azusa was like 60, and now she's like what?
Yeah,
I don't know, 17, 18.
Yeah, it'd be the same. That's not how they make their choices. Wrong. No. That's how they make their choices.
No, they don't acknowledge Legacy at all. So they're gonna have a bunch of people being like, reprint food chain, and Wizards is gonna be like, what's that?
Unfortunately, it seems like for the master sets recently, they've been using an expected value of what the current prices of the cards are, not realizing that several of those cards are not sought after. They're not high in demand, and they're just rare, right?
Commander players like that card though, and on like that's the thing is like I could see it in Commander. They've already done the announcement for the next Commander set. I think it'd be fine in there. Put it in one of the
Andy, he didn't say they were necessary. He was just in here talking. Nate was just in here talking about the Veteran Explorers,
they are a little strange,
and said that they were great. I'm a little surprised too. But using them with Cabal Therapy, getting to ramp mana, all good things.
Yeah, it's just like most of those decks have a little more to abuse a card like that. Right?
Uh-huh.
You remember Commander 2013. Oh yeah, Trinium Nemesis and like
Riley wants a Tundra reprint. You might have to wait just a little while.
A little while.
Compared to Food Chain, one of those is more likely to get reprinted than the other one. I want reserve list reprints as well. When is next round? We should have next round going up very soon. Pairings, I think. Time was called, so I think we maybe have a game that's in turns.
Yep, we'll be starting up here pretty soon. You can see that round ends next to my head. That
it restarted.
It restarted, so we're just waiting.
Because it's cute, is why.
It's supposed to say time when it hits 0. Instead, it starts back over at an hour for some odd reason.
Riley, thanks for joining us. All the way from Brazil. We'll see you next Tuesday.
What a trooper.
Pap is new in chat.
Yeah, welcome in.
It's
good to see some new faces, even though I can't see your faces.
Ooh, I agree, Andy. I'm not a big fan of the legendary border either. It feels very unnecessary.
I have no problem with it.
Could go away.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that you're specifically putting it on legends, which are a commander player thing, which commander players like foils. And the new border, because it's part of the edge of the border, doesn't get foiled. I think that's kind of strange.
It is weird. I think the biggest thing, though, I don't like the recent border anyway. Okay, like any new border card I look at, and I'm just like, eh. Okay. Yeah. And so they put the whole legendary thing on it, and my mind goes,
still, you don't like the modern frame.
It's just like this. It's just like the same thing to me. I don't know. So they put a little swoosh on the top, like whoop-de-doo.
Sure.
Who cares?
It doesn't feel like it matters. I guess it matters for Dominaria because when you're putting legends uncommon, you might not realize they're legends, and so this helps because there's so many of them.
There's like, okay, Great Whaler. There's one reason that I like the black, like the super black border. Okay, like the new framed cards. There's one reason, and it matters to me and like nobody else, and that is I can read the things at the bottom of the card. I sort. That is all I do. So like being able to actually read the card number and not having to put the card like right up to my face and like, you know, like angling it so I can see